Alright guys, today we're going to do a uncrating of a new Solo Stove fire pit. It's a bonfire edition. It's supposed to be one of the smaller ones that you can take with you camping or put it in the back of a car or pickup truck and just take it wherever you want to go. It's not a real huge one. Not sure the dimensions. I'll get the dimensions to you later on in the video, and we're going to do a full unpack of it, show you how it comes, if there's any kind of assembly required, which I highly doubt it being it's a fire pit, but we'll get it broke down, we'll get some wood, we'll throw some wood in it, and we'll go from there. Hang tight. So, like I said, we picked this up for Christmas. I went ahead and opened it up and kind of looked at it at Christmas. It was our wife's parents bought it for us for Christmas. Thank you, Denise and Randy. I hear a lot of people talk about it, so we're gonna see if it's worth the fuss. Come in. It's usually wrapped up. We pulled the wrapping off of it, of course, just to get a good look at it. It's all stainless steel. So let's get it out of the box and see what's going on. All right, so we got it out of the box. We got all the wrapping off of it. Let's take a look inside. So this thing right here is the supposedly fire ring that keeps the smoke from coming out. So apparently the flames and smoke are supposed to roll over the edge of this, roll over, and then it's supposed to suck the smoke back down. So that's the ring there. This is the screen here. So it looks like this piece right here will remove. And this is to keep hot embers from getting out. So I think the way that it's supposed to go is that ring goes on here first, and then this sits over the top to keep any embers from, if there's any wood that pops or any kind of embers that fly out, this kind of eliminates it. So it's kind of neat though. If you've got the screen on and you got the fire going, I guess you could put something on here and cook a little something on the top, maybe a little pan or something like that. I think they've got accessories though that you can put on that you can cook on top of. This isn't one of them. I mean, you're probably good for roasting marshmallows or whatever on. You can get the heat off the flames of that. Or if you want to roast some hot dogs, this wouldn't be a bad deal. Put them on a stick and kind of keep them up here. Probably a little bit safer too. But cut these zip ties. This piece right here will come off so you can turn your wood around and put more wood in and put the lid back on. Take the ring back off. So it comes with a carry bag. So this bag here will carry the entire Solo Stove inside of it. I guess whenever you're transporting it in the camper or whatever. If you do use this in the camper, make sure that the Solo Stove is completely cold. If you can't touch the ashes with your bare hands, then it's not cold enough. It's still susceptible to fires and stuff like that. You really don't want to put one of these in your camper and the ash still be hot, and then you take the chance of getting a fire on your camper. I mean, that's kind of idiotic. You don't want to burn your camper down for something idiotic. So always remember, before you put this thing in the bag and put it in your camper or store it anywhere, if you can't touch those ashes with your bare hands, then it's too hot to store. So that's a piece of advice I'm going to give to everybody. It comes with two tools for turning your logs. That's pretty neat. That'll come in handy, I guess, for flipping your logs around, and also taking the screens off the top. You can hold the handle on both sides and hook it onto the arms and take it off that way. They've got this little contraption here, and this is going to be for your, sorry about that, guys, I didn't mean to be loud. This is going to be for your cover. So it does come with a cover to go over the top. Like if you're at a campsite, it's getting a little rainy or something like that, you don't want to get rain down inside of your wood, you can cover the top of it up if it's cold. Don't put it on while it's hot. So the way they do this is on the inside of here is some Velcro and some elastic pieces. So what you want to do is you want to bring this thing out to like an X. See if you can see that. You make it into an X. You want to put the crown, where it crowns up, to going to be to the top of the bag. So what it does, it kind of lifts the top of the bag up. So your crown will be facing down if it's upside down and you're going to mount it in. All you got to do is slide it into, let me see if I can get that close where you can see that. So this little piece of elastic here, you want to just slide your one end inside there and then do it on all four sides. You do it on all four sides. Let's get it around. Trying to make it where you guys can see it and I can still function. Let's see. And then this piece of Velcro in the middle, make sure you open that Velcro up. But you're going to need to strap it down with that. The material reminds me of a raft that you get for the beach. It's that real thick, hard vinyl plastic kind of material. Alright, so we got them in all four of the spots. Then you'll just take your Velcro it in the middle. You get it Velcroed in the middle, and that keeps your cover from being, it keeps it formed at the top. So when you go to put it over the top, it just stays formed all the way around it. Got a lid or something on there. There we go. That's all it is to that lid. I think that's about the only major assembly you got to do to it. Is that this little ring right here goes on the bottom. This is what the burner sits on top of, and all you do is set it up on top. You got to make sure when you set this on top that you move the fire pit around till it locks it into place, because there's like an edge around the bottom that will lay into to keep it from teetering over. So if you can see on the inside of this thing is kind of radiused. So when you build your fire, you're going to build it in a TP kind of deal. You know, your wood, you don't want your wood to come up more than that. So we'll get a measuring tape to see about how big of pieces of wood. We'll find out how big of pieces of wood you're going to need for this. You don't want to put no large logs in here at one time. So if you can see down in the bottom, all the holes that are here, as the wood burns and the ash goes in, the ash drops to the lower level of this thing and it stores down in the bottom. So when it does that, you know, this whole fire ring, the whole outside of this thing is going to be super hot, but the bottom ring will actually be cold. So if you've got it on wood or anything like that, you don't have to worry about the fire scorching the wood or anything like that on the bottom. Or you can have it on your little mats. You know, a lot of those straw mats that people put out at their campsites, or the carpet or rugs they put out at the campsite. Once that piece on the bottom sets on it, it's going to keep heat off of that, so you don't have to worry about it burning it, from what I'm told. We'll find out soon enough. If I have to update you on that, I will. So this is the tool, one of the tools that come with it, I guess for stirring the logs around or taking the screen off of it. So when you get done, so you see inside here all the holes that the perforations that they've got in here. This only allows small particles of ash to go through it as the logs burn. It doesn't allow big chunks of wood or anything like that to go inside. All right, guys, let's talk wood. So on your wood for your Solo stove, I recommend no more than 16 inches in length on your logs. I try to keep mine around 12 to 14 inches in length. It's easier to get it stacked in there and easier to operate with. You don't want to overpile your wood on your burner. So 4 to 6 pieces of wood is about the max that you want to put inside there and burn. If you get too much in there, you're going to kind of smother it down. So 4 to 6 pieces of wood, no more than 16 inches. I recommend somewhere around 12 to 14 inches in length. Make sure they're split. Once you get those embers good and hot, you can put some solid ones in there. But to begin with, to start out with, I would always split them. Starting the wood, you'll make sure you always TP in your wood and keep it in a TP angle. With the radius that Solo stoves have in there, with the bottom end, it kind of radiuses around. You can put the bottoms in the corners and kind of let them fall into each other. Building your fire, getting it started, what I would do is I would put 1 or 2 pieces in there to start. Get some small kindling. If you've got any dry wood, or you can go to like Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart and buy some real kindling, some little firewood pieces of kindling that kind of takes off pretty quick when you burn it, and lasts us for long enough to where it will start your wood on fire. I don't recommend burning any kind of pine in there, and the reason why is pine puts a sap along the sides and won't really damage the Solo stove, but it's never recommended. If you've got an open fire pit, you know, pines are real good wood to burn on open fire pits, but they do leave that resin. I wouldn't put it in a Solo stove though, just because the way it's designed. I don't think it would do real good in that. And Solo stove, I believe, recommends only using hardwood at that. So stick to the hardwood. You know, get you some kindling, some real dry kindling, driftwood or something like that. Splinter it out. Build that in a TP first. Set that on fire. Once you get that fire going, then start slowly stacking your 4 to 6 pieces of hardwood in there. Now, when you go to burn anything, you can't put globs of wood or twigs on top of a fire unless the fire is already burnt through what you've already got burning. You don't want to have your fire setting below your sticks, because it's going to eventually burn your fire out. You're going to wind up smothering your fire, basically. You want to make sure that fire can get through any of the sticks or branches that you have going. Once that takes off and you start getting your hot embers, you know, like I say, you can get large round pieces of hardwood and start using it that, but I wouldn't recommend doing that on the very beginning. Me, I always use I'll split all my wood, and if I do got any round pieces that's already been seasoned, I usually wait till about the very end and kind of throw 1 or 2 in there after I've got a lot of hot embers going and the coals are real good and hot. And then it kind of tends to burn a little bit longer whenever I do it that way. So I hope this helps with what type firewoods that you have, the length of your firewood, and how many pieces of firewood that you're putting in it. Jump back into putting everything back together now. So we've showed you how to unbox this thing, get it ready to burn, how to set it up, what everything's used for. We've told you how much wood we're having to put in here, how to stack the wood in here. Now we're going to talk about putting everything back up, to getting it ready to travel. So when you get ready to travel, make sure that you can touch this area here. Make sure it's cool to the touch. Any left embers or anything like that, or burnt wood, let's get that out, get that cleaned out, make sure that's cool to the touch. We want to take a towel or a rag or something and wipe the outsides of this, getting all the moisture off of it. We want to take a terry cloth and wipe the inside up after we turned it upside down and empty the ashes out. With the perforated holes in here, only fine minute ashes will be able to go down into the bottom of it that separates it from the wood. So that's all that's going to come out of it is fine pieces of ashes. So all you'll do is just turn it upside down and shake it and get all the ashes out of it. What I do is I carry a metal bucket with me, a metal pail, and any of the ashes, I'll dump them into that pail and make sure I can touch them. Usually we'll put a little water in there if it's still kind of warm, and then we'll put them in a trash bag and send them off. You don't want to put hot ashes in a trash bag and then throw it in a dumpster and then you've got a dumpster fire. You don't want to do stuff like that. So always be cautious anytime you're messing around with any fire pits. So like I said, we flip it upside down, we get all the ashes out, we wipe the inside with a terry cloth. Now let's go to putting it back, everything back together, so we're getting ready for travel day. So first thing you want to do is take that ring off the bottom that you had it sitting on. Set that inside, and you'll get both your hand tools and set them in there. And then you've got your screen. You want to flip your screen upside down. Now keep in mind this little piece right here after you cut the tabs, this is going to come off, so it's going to set in the very bottom. But you want to make sure you flip your screen around upside down. And then you want to get the ring where you always put the ring on the top facing up when you're burning. You want to turn it upside down when you're storing it. And make sure you've wiped everything down, getting any of the moisture off here. You don't want to leave moisture on this thing. So then what you want to do is, after you get these back together, you want to take your cover, put your cover back across the top of it. Go ahead and get it covered up like you're just setting it out for the day. Then you get your storage bag. You take your storage bag and lay it out. And you put your Solo burner inside the bag. Me, I just walk it around. It's the easiest way to do it when you got one person doing it. You just walk it all the way around it until you get it all the way in the bottom. There it is. And you'll take your string, draw it up tight. Now she's ready to roll. Got your carry straps. Throw it in the camper. Wait for the next day. Then break it all back down and do it all again. All right, guys, I hope everything was useful to you guys on this. I hope that you can understand taking everything out of the box, getting everything broke down, and how to put it all back, cleaning it up and everything like that. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, leave a comment below as well. If you got any suggestions on different type of wood that we can burn on that, make sure you leave it in the comments as well, so we can share it with everybody and everybody stays informed. Me personally, I like to burn oak, most of your hardwoods. We'll put a small little fire kindling starters in there. But whatever you guys have used with your solo burners to getting the fire started up and making things a little bit more easier for you, leave them in the comments below. I'd like to check that out too. You know, it might be something I want to do from now on, something that'll be easier on me. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like on this video, and hit the notification bell so when I make any other videos or how-to videos or any of our review videos that you're notified at that time, and you're able to watch those as well. We thanks for everybody that's subscribed to the channel, and everybody that's going to subscribe to the channel. We thank you guys as well. The more people we can get to subscribe, it kind of gives me the want and the drive to do more videos. So if you like what you're seeing, share it with your friends. Have them come on and check it out. Make sure you share it with your friends. Let's get this thing boosted up. We'll do some giveaways once we hit those 1,000 subscribers or more. Once we get 1 million subscribers, we're going to do some bigger giveaway items. But right now, we've got a $450 shower head by Moen that was donated by Moen, and then we've got some bath and kitchen faucets by Moen as well that was donated by Moen. So keep an eye out for it. Check out the videos that we're doing. Make sure you got that notification bell signaled on, so whenever we do start giving stuff away, we're going to notify you and on videos. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that as well. Thanks, guys. Happy camping. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you on the next video.